lovely people here at the event, and everyone at home, you're watching the WCS Sweden Nationals.
Are you guys having fun? I think so, because I am, and I know you are as well.
I'm having fun too.
We're having a lot of fun here. Guess what game's coming up next, Grubby? Do you know?
Could it be Naniwa versus SortOf?
I think so. It is about to happen. King Slayer is coming to the stage, and we're about to see if he can take on SortOf again. This is the third time now that they have met in the last couple of days. Initially, SortOf won 3-1 at the IESF qualifier. Today, Naniwa went 2-0, knocking SortOf down into the loser bracket, where he fought back to the loser bracket final, where we will have the rematch again. Very excited for this one, guys, and they are getting ready to do the videos shortly. But before that, we can have a look at the bracket once again, just to have a look at who they did beat to advance to where they are today. And don't forget, go on Twitter, hashtag SC2WCS for all the conversations between Grubby, myself, and everybody else in the world. So let's go ahead and load up the brackets. I suppose we can have a look at them to have a look at how they did get here. There is the lower bracket. Naniwa versus SortOf. The winner will play in the consolation finals against Alien Invasion Seiplo.
And of course, the winner will get that last spot, that third spot, to go to the WCS Europe Finals on September 15th and 16th. So this is one of the most important matches of this Sweden Nationals tournament so far. Naniwa and SortOf, surely they want to be among the top 3 in Sweden to represent and to get another chance to practice to do even better at the Europe Finals.
And of course, Thorzane and Seiplo had played against each other before, and just now we saw they are now qualified anyway for the European Championship, the World Championship Series, the European part of it. But who is going to join them? That is the story of this loser bracket, or the lower bracket, should I say. That is the story of this next up-and-coming best of 3.
And
are you ready for it, man?
I'm very ready for it. Are the players ready for it? I mean, it's not just about qualifying for as many tournaments as you can if your main agenda is not to take that victory and that championship.
Yeah. So we'll be getting underway very shortly here, just waiting on everything to be set up. And then we will, of course, be getting underway with this finals. And remember to go to Twitter, of course, and hashtag that to get the conversations rolling. I had a few before, actually. I had a funny few. I don't have them loaded up at the moment. Do you have any that you could spurt out, Grubby? Of course, everyone has been sending you all these lovely messages.
Well, it's not to me, but it's just a general discussion of the hashtag SC2WCS. Kyle Jerome Estioko says, wow, what a way to handle the pressure. Tight game. Upper bracket winner Thorzane. Sweden Nationals for the win.
Sweden Nationals FTW. And do we have anyone's talking about potentially the up-and-coming match? Even though it may not be there yet, there may be some new ones coming in.
Well, we've got Mike Van Driel at the BC. He said, SortOf versus Naniwa next. Loser doesn't get top 3 and doesn't get to qualify for EU finals. Big match. Indeed, Mike, it is a very big match. And I'm so glad that he's fully aware of that, of the stakes here, as the players undoubtedly are.
Indeed, and out of BC, of course, the Observer once again helping us out here at this tournament, and there is the Kingslayer himself, Naniwa, setting up.
Left-handed, mouse bungeed, blonded hair, strapping nerd Naniwa. He's getting ready for this match. We've got one more tweet from Hampus Anderson. The SC2 WCS is so nice. Can't wait for the Europe Finals. The
Europe Finals, of course, will be happening on September the 15th and September the 16th. Do not miss it. There's no way to miss it.
Don't miss it.
This guy will be playing there alongside another player we're about to find out to be. And, of course, that finals is going to be amazing. Of course, it will be produced once again by DreamHack. So, of course, it's going to be amazing. Everything is amazing likewise. So still just waiting on these players to get going. We might as well have a chitter-chatter. How was your day today? Do you enjoy casting up here with me?
Dude, this is
He's like, says no. I'm like, oh, what?
Well, that's one thing I have to put up with, but this is just one of my favorite days in my life. I mean, just generally in a whole day where I can watch great SC2 games and comment them with such a fine individual as yourself, the Apollo, and all these great games that we see here. I'm enjoying myself so much, and I wish this day would never end.
Oh, you're just beautiful with words, Grubby. I thank you, Grubby.
And of course, guys, if you don't have enough reason yet to follow that WCS Europe Finals, let me tell you some of the players that are going to be there. Mana, Grubby, well, I'm in the list. Hasselhoff, Soke, Nighten, White Rat, Titan, Seiplo, of course, and Noctissimus and Baby Knight. For Terran, we've got Star Eagle, Lucifron, Kras, The Muslim, Daishi, Happy, Thorzane, and Nama. And then for Zerg, we've got Nurcho, Aurelie, Red, Vortex, Dark Force, Zictomini, Loeli, Johnny Rico, Stefano, Eel, Bly, and Slivko. It's a skill explosion.
Good list. That is an amazing set of players, aside from one that I will not name. But I'm getting some more tweets in from the SC2 WCS. Apollo would cannon rush everybody.
You
I
would,
completely
wouldn't you?
agree. That's a good tweet.
You cannony player.
Tomaki's saying Naniwa has this, the true king of the north. Well, that could very well be decided depending on who actually wins this series. If Nani was to go up against Thorzane, I don't even know what would happen. I think things would explode.
Yeah,
things would
don't
break
go
down.
spoiling Game of Thrones now, because we already know what happened, of course, if we watched that.
And a lot more tweets coming in. All right. I really want to do a Swedish one, and there's this. Oh my God, there's a Swedish one.
Which one are you going to do?
That one. Wait a minute, where is it? There. That one looks really difficult to do, though. All right, you ready?
Go for it.
Everyone's going to be like, I don't understand what he's about to say. It begins with Jag Saja Bara Thoizain. Did anybody understand? No? Maybe, yeah, kind of.
I think it doesn't matter. You say it so beautifully.
Like, doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but hopefully maybe one or two picked up a few words there. And of course, just constantly people writing over it, hashtag SC2WCS. The hype keeps on building. The level is increasing. Naniwa versus SortOf is going to be a great best of three. Of course, Protoss versus Zerg. Naniwa, you know, his series against Dongregu in the GSL, you know, mind-blowing. But the thing is, SortOf has had a lot of time to play against Naniwa's style. Naniwa uses a variety of different styles. SortOf has had time and a lot of games to play against pretty much everyone, because every game they've played has not been, well, I'm just going to hide stuff. It's more like, no, you need to win stuff here. So neither of them have been hiding their true strategies. And I think that could play a big, big factor going in to this next game.
Yeah, and especially at this time, the time for hiding strategies, if ever there was a time, it's definitely over already. They have to bring out everything they can. I know this match is very important for these players. They've had a very busy tournament season, but here they are. They're here. I mean, they're ready to play. They have a lot of strategies, a lot of build orders, and it's time to bring out the best.
And imagine if SortOf was to come from the loser bracket to grab a double tournament victory in 2 days. That would be insane. And then next weekend, he's actually traveling to Assembly, or not should I say Assembly, the Asus Republica Gamers in Finland, Helsinki, where he'll be able to take another shot at a trophy. So a lot of different stories, a lot of different approaches here from the loser bracket. And of course, there is one guy waiting at the top. Well, depending if they go through Seiplo as well, of course, Thorzane will be there waiting the overall winner.
Yeah.
I got some more tweets. I don't want to do it. You do it. Have you got a Swedish one? Do you want to? Actually, your Swedish is a lot better than mine. Do you want to read this one? Maybe this one.
Apollo och hans svenska blir ju bara bättre och bättre.
Do you know what it means?
Apollo and Hans are Swedish.
Hey,
something fine. No, I have no idea actually.
Right, well, I'm gonna.
I know this one.
Right.
Jag älskar Grubby.
How many languages do you speak?
Well, I speak a bit.
A bit
of
what?
Swedish, but I speak 4 languages, but a bit of everything else.
What are these for?
French, German, Dutch, and English.
Ooh, all right. Oh, I actually, in the meanwhile, while you guys are sitting there waiting for this next game, I went to Google Translator and I just found out what that said. It says, Apollo 1 is Swedish is just getting better and better.
Yeah. Well,
I found out.
It's better than it was this morning.
Yeah, that's true. You should have heard me at the DreamHack trying to pronounce Jönköping. I learned that one. I heard a couple of people go, ooh, did he really just say that? Took me a while, though. I kept you calling it like Jönköping, and everyone's like, God damn English. But no, I got it, man.
Well, we've got Ole saying, not sure who I want to win more. Thorstein and Nanua are both so great.
I don't know.
Thanks for all your tweets, guys. For now, it's time to go over to Jeff in Control Robinson, our host here. Take it away, Jeff.
Well, I'm not going to take it away, as I've been asked to share in your guys' pain while we try to filibuster this time. Apollo, which would be the hardest name to have said this entire tournament, do you think?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What was the hardest name to pronounce?
The hardest name to pronounce? Player-wise?
You're having a tough time with this question, aren't you?
The thing is, yeah, exactly. I'm having a tough time answering the question because I can't say it. It was absolutely... Wait a minute, where is this? I gotta get it.
He's the champion of Norway. It's no big deal.
The champion of Norway, a.k.a. Noctissimus.
Hey, he said it right. Okay?
Amazing.
That's okay, because I definitely asked Nam about a game he lost on stage and then realized it mid-interview, so that's okay. This is... Not that many people watching anyways, we're fine. How you guys doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I don't know, awkward.
So lonely there.
I'm on this big stage and there's a light on me and we're talking about things.
Maybe some singing?
No. There's actually not enough money in the world for that. Or alcohol.
Hey, we're gonna eat some Swedish meatballs again before you go back to America?
We're gonna eat some balls. See, it's all in how you guys say it, by the way. A lot of people took that the wrong way. I mean, Swedish meatballs are delicious.
Have you had Swedish meatballs, Grubby?
At IKEA.
Hi, I'm Ingar from IKEA. What's been your guys' favorite match today? For you guys. For me, it's been Thorstein kicking ass the whole time.
What about you? You take the leads.
I loved Elfie Naman and Toom Valley.
Yeah.
That was pretty insane. There's a picture that's been floating around the internet, which may describe that series better than any words we could. I liked the 4-0 sweep from the Norway Nationals, actually. I did really like that.
Who made that sweep?
Noctissimus. The funny thing is, Jeff, you can have a look at my notes after, is that I actually broke it down letter by letter so I could say it properly.
No, you're okay. Like, Grubby kind of had your back there. I actually introduced him as Noctissimus because I forgot right before, and I've done that one other time in my life when I was introducing a friend to like my mother. I was like, Mom, this is... They were like, my name's Bob. I forgot, I don't know how. I guess we're gonna have Grey Karn come out here.
Oh.
Little voice, oh, there he is. And he's dressed like a ninja. Grey Karn, of course, is one of the guys that puts this thing on. Let's give a round of applause for Grey Karn, please. Woo!
Hello there.
Hello.
Have some goodies.
What's that?
Check it out. It's
Revolution Overdrive, Songs of Liberty.
we have a lot of goodies from Blizzard, and I think this is one of the rare ones. It's
It's a little bit big for a disc, isn't it? Like,
yeah. I
it be a
think
record?
it is the Starcraft 2 music.
Starcraft 2 music?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so awesome.
How should we give it away?
Oh, I'm really good at this. Okay. Well, you guys help me out there too. We're gonna look for a way to give this out. No. Vikings, please simmer down. There's already people with painted nipples, so we can't ask for shirts to come off. And seriously, what do you guys think up there?
You said you're good at this.
You said you're good at this. You're asking
You're
us.
telling me not to throw it.
Don't throw it.
Okay.
You might injure somebody.
That's like
You
when
said you were good at this.
My dad, every time we'd pull into the garage, just before I got out of the car, he'd say, "Hey, don't bang the door on the wall." And it's like, oh, I was planning on that. Yeah, well, here you go, guys. You're like, come on, man.
How
Says
about,
unbreakable.
you wrestle in control for this?
Oh, wow. No, calm down, guys. Oh, wait a minute. Things are going to get a little bit rowdy in here.
That'd be a good idea.
All right, you wrestle the Apollo for this.
Hey, that's an easy giveaway. There's too many people here to give that away. That'd be like everybody would be a winner.
What's the most... Oh, I just thought of it. Someone can perform that dance from that stupid frickin' music video.
Oh my God.
Gangnam
on
Style!
stage.
Gangnam Style!
Hang on. We'll have like a Gangnam Style dance-off, so it's the longest you can do it, because I'm taking it we're gonna have a while. Yeah, then he sits down. Yeah, it's a test of endurance, okay? One, first
It's daring
three.
and endurance.
I need two more. Two more. Jesus, you're dressed for the part. You're already starting back there. He's got his back to me. Yeah, I just pointed you out, man. Right there. If I could control the jib camera, I would turn it towards you. Is it really just going to be you versus yourself? Nobody else? One more at least. You can't have a dance-off with just yourself.
I see Hellspawn getting up.
Here
Oh,
it is.
shit. Okay. All right. We're going to go off of form, but also endurance. And we will let you guys judge. We'll do a clap-off because we've got a group of people here, okay? If we could, do we have music? Production, can you play the music?
Can't we see the video again?
No. This is all you, man. You dance. Yeah, same time.
Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. 낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자 그런 반전 있는 여자 낮에는 너만큼 따사로운 그런 선어해 건기시키고 전에 원샷 때리는 선어해 밤이 오면 심장이 터져버리는 선어해 그런 선어해
Okay.
아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너
Tap off him to buy more time, so if you, what's your name?
Stefan.
Don't speak too close to him.
Stefan.
Stefan?
That's prosthetic.
Stefan.
Okay, let's have Apollo try to say it. Apollo, what's his
wait,
name?
Let's say it's Stefan. That's easy.
Apollo's off the ball right now, man. This is really bad. You're Stefan?
Yes.
Okay. Is that good? Is that Swedish? Yeah? You guys are so polite. Well, okay. Let's clap if you thought Stefan won. Okay. And I don't want to interrupt you putting your pants back on, but what's your name?
Lucas.
Lucas. I could say that, but Lucas. Young Shopping. Yes. Okay.
Hello.
If you thought Lucas won this, give a clap of a hand. Stefan, you danced really bad, but I appreciate you trying.
Good job.
You, sir, win. Oh, hey, Stefan, you're getting a t-shirt.
I want a t-shirt.
You want a t-shirt? Well, hang on, production. What if Lucas wants a t-shirt?
We fix that.
You both get a t-shirt. Oh, they're gonna send it to you. So, like mailing address or something. Okay, thank you very much. Oh, they're ready. All right, we're gonna introduce some players here. I'm actually still kind of weirded out by that whole thing. Good recovery time. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's going to be a Protoss versus Zerg. It's a revenge story. A two-time Code S round of 8 GSL player, an MLG champion, and some of you call him the Kingslayer, will be going up against SortOf, one of the hottest Zergs in the world. Give it up for Naniwa and SortOf, please. Okay. Gentlemen, we'll just keep this really short, and then we're going to go straight to the caster so you guys can play. I know that this is a really important match. It's for elimination. Best of luck to both of you. How do you feel about the match, real quick?
It's going to be exciting.
It's going to be exciting. I forgot to hand you a mic. I'll just interpret for that. Naniwa?
Going to be fun.
Going to be fun. All right, guys, give it up for these two, please. They're going to give us a great show. And up to the casters for map vetoes. Good luck, guys.
All right, well, Hellspawn's making his way there to do the map vetoes. A very tense game about to begin here. The rematch of the rematch happening here. We talked about it a little bit before, and they are now deciding the coin flip to decide who's going first. Hellspawn, don't mess up. All pressure, all the world is watching you. Oh my God. That was like a snap and a catch and a flip. And it looks like we are going to have SortOf eliminate first from the map pool. Once again now, 7 maps available. Which are we going to have eliminated first here? Let's find out.
SortOf removes Tal'Darim Altar.
A creature of habit.
Indeed, he is. Getting rid of Tal'Darim Altar, the more difficult map for Zerg versus Protoss here. Naniwa is going to choose...
Naniwa removes Antigua Shipyard.
Solid pick. And immediately vetoed out.
Snap veto.
SortOf removed Cloud Kingdom.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
okay.
same vetoes as he did against his other Protoss
I know,
opponents.
it's like, all right, SortOf. Same again. It's standard, though.
Naniwa removed Shakura's Plateau.
All right, so 3 maps left, and we've seen a lot of these 3 maps. Daybreak, Entombed, and Ohana. SortOf, what is first?
SortOf choose first map, Daybreak.
All righty. Any words?
Well, I expected nothing less from him.
Naniwa choose second map, Ohana. Therefore, Entombed Valley is the third and decider.
All right, let's get this game underway. Both these guys now shaking hands. Good luck, have fun. It is about to happen. Let's see who's going to be able to take this victory to claim the spot, Grubby,
This
for
is
third place.
A massive standoff, and if Naniwa is the Kingslayer, then Western Wolf SortOf is a dire wolf.
Wow.
Because he's from Western Wolves.
I get it, man. That took you a while, or was that on the ball? That
Yeah.
was on the spot. Grubby,
Yeah.
you are a amazing human being.
Yeah, thank you.
Naniwa looking incredibly focused, short and sweet with the interview answers, immediately vetoing off the maps he doesn't want to play, and then of course opting to play Ohana over in Entombed Valley.
Surprises me.
That surprises me, but I think he's leaving if something does go wrong. He has Entombed Valley to fall back on, just in case, because remember, these guys have played twice. It's been 1 win for SortOf, 1 win for Naniwa. This is all or nothing now in a best of 3.
Yeah, of course, that's an interesting thing you bring up. As far as maps go, Ohana is a little bit more unpredictable than something like Entombed Valley or Daybreak. So leaving it for last can be a little bit scary. There's no more room for error here, except losing 1 map. So if you don't take it down 2-0 and you're going to have to go to that last map, perhaps more comfortable for some players to have a map where you know exactly what you're going to do with a special build, rather than Ohana, where yeah, you might not exactly know.
And we cannot, I stress, eliminate the experience of LAN and big pressure games from both of these guys. SortOf is a kind of a newer Zerg player to hit the big scene like this. Of course, he performed at MLG last weekend. He won the IESF, which is banking a lot of experience, but now he's in front of a home crowd. On the other hand, Naniwa has played in the most stressful environment of anybody's professional career, playing in the GSL against MVP, against Dongrigu. He is a 2 times back-to-back quarterfinalist at the hardest tournament and league in the world.
Yeah, alongside Stefano, and I mean, they play in different formats, but definitely alongside Stefano, probably top 2 foreigner, top 2 non-Korean in the world right now, excelling in such a cutthroat environment as the GSL.
But one thing to note as well, if we look at Naniwa's results in history in foreign events, where the results and players are more spread out, there's a lot of versatility with the players. Naniwa has fallen versus Zerg player after Zerg player after Zerg player, short of the mark that, of course, he would have self-predicted of how far he would achieve.
Yeah, I think over the last 3 or 4 months or so, Naniwa has lost to 6 different foreign Zergs. For example, Nurcho,
Demaga. I mean, there's a couple of
SortOf
others too.
himself yesterday.
Yeah, so Naniwa's not got a good track record against Zerg players. When he had the time to prepare for Dongregyu, it looked completely different. It seemed like a different Naniwa, but this is on the spot. There is no preparation, there's no studying. It's on the fly, all about this best of 3 with little preparation. All right, so we now are just waiting for the map to begin. We are going to be kicking this off now. The countdown has begun. The map is going to be Daybreak, of course. The winner of this best of 3 will join Thorzain and Seiplo to represent you guys in the crowd, represent Sweden in the European Championship. Who is going to go? All right, the map now. Taking its time, creating the suspense, ready for this game. It is now ready. We are ready. Let's introduce our 2 players.
Yeah, here in the top right position, the blue Protoss. He's from Team Quantic. It's Naniwa.
Has represented the GSL in Sweden, in Korea, but his opponent, who seems to be on fire right now, right here, it is Western Wolf SortOf. The last series, though, did go in favor of Naniwa, taking a 2-0 lead today. And I did actually ask SortOf, I said, hey, you know, what happened? He said, I made a few mistakes, and Naniwa played some mind games. I expected him to play completely different to how he played previously, but he played exactly the same as SortOf said. He was overly defensive, was overly cautious in drone production and unit production. Therefore, Naniwa was sitting back, taking an early third base, looking for an execution third base push with +3. And of course, with SortOf making units a little bit too early on, you know what that's like. You just don't have the same economy, the same push, the same power you would do if you hadn't have built those units unnecessarily.
Yeah, and SortOf is a player self-professed who benefits a lot by momentum. He likes to get winning and then never stop. And if it's going his way, he is a very dangerous force to be reckoned with.
Indeed he is. So
and he wasn't that pleased to go to the lower bracket, obviously. No one would be, but he didn't think he was playing necessarily such an amazing tournament. But then, of course, the next thing that happened was him taking out Sase 2-0 in dominating fashion.
In dominating fashion, exactly. And if he brings to the table the same skill, the same level that we saw against Sase moments ago, then Naniwa has definitely a match on his hands.
Definitely. Now, please bear with us as our able team of referees is trying to figure out what can be done about this small technical difficulty. It happens.
Indeed, it does. So just a few moments time and then we will be able to get this game underway. But let's talk a little bit about the map pool and the map rotation for this series that we're going to be seeing. So first of all, Daybreak, and we mentioned earlier today that in recent results has been favoring Zerg a little bit more so than Protoss. Any other thoughts to add on to that?
Yeah, of course, it's if the Protoss waits very long to take a third, he's going to fall very economically behind. If he doesn't, and he gets that third really fast, there is this opportunity to see that style, which was really kind of created by Stefano. You get like 68 drones, and you swarm in. We used to know about the 12-minute Roach Max. Well, guess what? Now you can do an 11:25 Roach Max, or you can do a 12-minute Roach Max plus drop. These are very dangerous attacks, which if they hit exactly at the timing that they're supposed to, are very difficult to hold off for a Protoss player.
And the second map of this series is going to be Ohana. So Ohana, a smaller map, a 2-player map, the same map we saw SortOf knock Sase out of the tournament. Any thoughts on this?
Well, Ohana is a really nice map. It's I would really call it the far and improved version of Belshire Beach. I mean, it's a little similar as Belshire Beach, but 10 times better.
And then the final map, if necessary, is going to be Entombed Valley, which, to be honest, I think we're actually, if it does go to the distance, if it does go to the third game, we would see a long, dramatic game, maybe focused around some later 3-base timings from Naniwa, who actually may also opt to take a 4th base and play it slower and then really aim and reach for the later stages of that game. We are remaking the game, so it will be underway in just a few moments' time. Of course, remember to go ahead to Twitter / Hashtag, sorry, SC2, WCS, of course. Go ahead and hashtag that. Give us a comment. See who you want to win. Put your predictions out there. Maybe some people can counteract you as well.
Yeah, WCS is a great tournament to follow. It's a great tournament to play in. I can speak from a player perspective that players get taken off really, really well. I mean, food, hotel. If you qualify for any WCS nationals, your trip to the nationals will be fully paid. Your accommodation will be paid. Food will be taken care of for the players. And there's guaranteed prize money for every player who attends an event. And it allows players to just fully focus on the tournament at hand. Focus on that immense challenge of giving it your best in every single game. In the WCS UK Nationals, we saw Testosis actually came as guest there to cast it, which was really exciting for the UK scene. And we had some new stars coming up there. We had Zicto Mini winning the event, completely unexpected. Johnny Rico also placed in top 3, and of course, Aegis the Muslim also did. And now, for Johnny Rico to hit the international scene with such a splash, I guess it wouldn't be long until a more known team would pick him up already. And we just heard that he was picked up by Team Dignitas. So congratulations to Johnny Rico.
Indeed, and of course that's what the WCS provides at different national levels, to find the hidden talent that may not get the same exposure through the amount of intensive international qualifiers, the lack of experience that some of these players may have. And Johnny Rico will be traveling to the Asus ROG next week to perform in his first Team Dignitas tournament, playing next weekend. So a lot of eyes, all eyes, will be on him there, of course. And another player that will be doing exactly that will be Sase as well. It'll also be SortOf and a couple of others from this tournament too, traveling all over. It looks like the PC is just going to be switched out momentarily here, so we are going to have to just hold on for a couple more minutes. And well, what should we talk about next?
Yeah, well, it's players like Johnny Rico and Baby Knight and the Norway champion who do get a lot of chance to get exposure in an environment whereby, you know, you have to understand, for tournament broadcasters, it's very attractive to do invite tournaments. It makes it very easy to organize. You get some definitive stars, which are very popular with the public. And it's something that I think is good for the scene, because you need some mainstay stars for people to be able to identify with. But it's definitely not the only thing we should want to see, I should think. Open qualifiers are immensely important to grow the broadness of the scene, to get not just more exposure of the top level players, but more exposure for a greater amount of players. And of course, Heart of the Swarm coming out will be a great resurgence of new players, but we also have to nurture the players that we have. And giving them opportunities like this in tournaments like the IEM or indeed the WCS with open qualifiers, which anyone can participate in as long as they are the passport holder for that country. It's a great thing, and I fully stand behind it and I cheer it on.
And remember, this is the last WCS national tournament. Next will be up, of course, the European Championship Finals, which will be held once again in Stockholm. Tickets will go on sale on the 1st of August, so get ready for that event, which will be held on September the 15th and September the 16th. But as we're now getting this resolvement sorted out, we'll take a very quick commercial break, and then we will be back to resume map number 1 between Naniwa and, of course, SortOf.
Don't go anywhere. See you soon.
The girl you remember is dead. I'm going to find Minsk and make him pay.
This is Nova. Find Kerrigan.
How many innocents have you killed? How many more have to die?
The killing will never stop until Minsk is dead.
There's too many Zerg! We're not gonna make it!
The swarm. Vengeance shall be mine.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Sweden Nationals. We're about to start the map. It's now just getting set up, and we will be going into it in just a few moments' time. How are you doing? It's a pleasure casting alongside you again.
I'm very excited for this year in esports. I'm very excited to be here. I see a lot of great DreamHack ISO Open tournaments coming up in Valencia and Bucharest. Summer, winter, well, summer already happened. Amazing tournaments coming up. I couldn't believe it. If I go back 8 years in time where there was like one tournament every 3 months or so, this is an amazing time to live in as an esports nerd, verified.
I remember we saw the trailer once again for Heart of the Swarm. I've played it. Have you played it?
Yeah, I have played it, but every time I played it, it was a different build. A lot of feedback being given by the community to Blizzard, and they keep trying to make improvements in how they make the units interact, and what voids really to fill with every race, and what units to complement the race with.
Dude, I had a funny story. Was that when I was casting MLG Anaheim, and when Heart of the Swarm was available to play there, there was actually one guy that sat there and 4-gate everybody. All right, there was one of those guys. There was another guy that, after this guy was, somebody come up to me like, do you mind? I'm actually trying to look at these units to see what they do. And this guy's like, so eventually he left. And the funniest thing is then later on in the day, somebody came on and started six-pooling everyone. It like made no sense whatsoever.
You know those guys on the ladder. They don't want to give you a chance to get into the game.
Dude,
but at Heart of the Swarm, man, seriously?
Imagine that when Heart of the Swarm comes out and it's actually up on Battle.net, everyone's playing the ladder, everyone's like, gonna be the best in the world, and you're trying all these new strategies out.
Get my fleet beacon
There's
out.
that one guy that usually is called somewhere along the lines of Action Jesus that sits there and six-pulls his way to the top of Master League. There will be one guy. There will be one. At least one. Maybe more.
I think so too.
Maybe more.
I might be cannoning everyone. I saw you were quite cannony.
Cannony?
In a tweet?
In a tweet? Not realistically, though.
You would cannon everyone.
I wouldn't. Why would you say that? That's actually a really bad thing to say.
A guy said it on Twitter. That means it's true.
Yeah, it's true. There's also some guy that said that we were handsome. I guess it's true as well, you know. So we're still waiting for this. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. Let me. Did you? No. I couldn't quite believe my ears, so I had to take my inners out just so I could hear what was going on in the crowd.
Thank you, guys.
So still waiting for this to go. And by the way, we are good at killing time.
Aren't we? Aren't we just? What are you doing tomorrow? Want to kill some time?
Actually, tomorrow, I have to go to bed early tonight after this, because tomorrow I'm casting TSL 4 with Chill tomorrow evening.
Delicious.
Yeah, I've never casted with Chill. His casting actually for the TSL 3 was amazing.
I like his cast a lot.
He brought a lot of emotion and a lot of information to the cast. It's going to be great. So make sure to follow the TSL 4 tournament as well. It's currently happening right now. Maybe people have the dual screens up and they're watching TSL and probably listening to us.
Yeah, probably.
I'd hope so. I'd hope
Maybe.
so. Or at least looking at us. And they're like, God, I wonder what they're talking about right now. Little do they know. Little do they know.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, imagine the people that have dual screens up and they're muted right now on us because they're listening to the game. Imagine that guy's face right now when me and Grubby go.
He's like, oh my God, I have to unmute it. What's going on?
He's like, what's going on? What's going on the stream? He unmutes the stream. He's like, hey, man. Hey, you. They're just unmuted from the TSL 4.
Good choice.
Good choice. Welcome to the Sweden Nationals.
Very good choice. We're glad to have you.
So is everybody else, as we're waiting on Naniwa versus SortOf. That one guy is going to be like,
what's going on? He's like, on Reddit, what's going on? Why did they make all those strange gestures?
And to be honest, he's probably sitting in a room as well. You know what I'm talking about, that one guy. He's probably sitting in a room, no lights on. You don't have lights on when you're watching Starcraft. You're sitting there in front of your monitor, probably somewhere down here.
And he's saying, start the game. And you know what? That's exactly what we're going to do. The game has been started.
Oh, let's do it. Let's get this game underway. The Kingslayer going up against SortOf. Let's do this. Let's introduce our players.
Here in the bottom left position, he's from Team Quantic, also known as the Kingslayer. He plays with his left hand on the mouse. It's not a mistake, he's a lefty. His name is Naniwa.
That would be absolutely hilarious if you like, hold on, stop the cast. There's a mistake. Naniwa's holding the mouse in the wrong hand. Is he taking this seriously?
Just to start things off with in map 1.
Yeah, that would be pretty insane, especially in map 1 of a very intense game. His opponent, though, representing Western Wolves, your IESF representative for the tournament happening in Korea not so long away, it is Western Wolves SortOf. And what an honor it would be to represent at 2 different tournaments, qualifying for both of them in a row. And to be honest, if the track record stays the same,
he could do it.
SortOf doesn't mess up in qualification rounds.
Yeah.
He doesn't. So we have a usual pylon placed down here by Naniwa, just very normal. Unlike Sase, who is a little bit more creative with his build, with his strategy overlined here. But it seems like Naniwa is going to be going Nexus first, which is pretty usual on a map this size. Knowing your opponent's going to go for like a 15 spawning pool, you can absolutely get away with it. And, you know, it fuels your economy in your mid-game.
Then
the late game. And then hopefully a GG.
Yeah, that's the usual goal.
That's the usual goal of playing StarCraft 2. And go Nexus first helps you out a little bit here. And Naniwa, of course, will be landing that pylon.
My response was a bit staggered because I was thinking of a person who you can't go Nexus first against. He just joined the game for an instant. If you're watching this, Bly, you know I'm talking about you. You 11 drone scouting, hatchery, blocking Evo, blocking Zerting, rushing Spikelaw, rushing Zerg.
Oh,
but
wow.
This is SortOf.
You're getting a little bit angry there, a little bit tense. Well, let's see how this is going to go out. And trust me, that experience is not a happy one for sure when that happens.
No, I really like it, actually. I do
you do?
Yeah. I love losing to stuff like that.
Really? Why?
Yeah. It's like, it's different. And I hate nothing more than losing to something which I know is coming. It means that my opponent's probably better than me. But if I lose to something which I didn't know was coming and I'm surprised, I'm probably just about as happy as when you throw a surprise birthday party for me.
You are full of words of wisdom, Manuel Grubby. And I personally avoided your last name. I'm not going to attempt it.
Swedish, okay, but my last name,
it is
dangerous territory.
All right, so let's have a look at this. Of course, SortOf is a player that is pretty much going to use the stable build of Zerg versus Protoss, a very ABC textbook style of play, which is going to be 3 hatcheries, 6-minute gases, and then start to develop a Roach Ling style of aggression. If he sees the aggression cannot work, then of course we'll fall back on Ling Infester, aiming up towards the Hive. And that's pretty much written down, and I doubt we'll see any change whatsoever. But the question on everybody's mind, how is Naniwa going to approach this game and approach this player?
Yeah, it's always the question. I mean, of course, Naniwa, he takes an expansion. SortOf will take a 3rd base. It's been the common response for a long time. It's always about how the Protoss is going to open up, because we kind of know what the Zerg is going to do. So please bear in mind as we mostly focus on the Protoss build, because that's really kind of going to define how the match is going to look like.
Absolutely. I mean, SortOf has already put out his build and strategy, and Naniwa already knows it. So it's time now for Naniwa to react and to start to build a strategy to bring down his opponent. And we already see pretty fast gases coming down at 5 minutes 30. He gets gases before +1. He gets gases before adding any form of tech here. What does this lead us to believe that Naniwa could potentially be aiming for?
Well, he got the sentry first, so it's most likely not going to be like 4-gate aggression into going home. We could be seeing something like a 6-minute 30 robotics facility, at which point either Immortal All-In or an expansion type of play could be in the cards for us here.
And Naniwa is consistently chrono boosting into the probes to get those probes out so he can continue to power his economy, and more so his probe on the mineral line, of course, having full saturation across all of the gases. But we do have a 2nd and 3rd gateway coming down, and with the amount of sentry backed up and no tech down yet, that's going to be a pretty sentry-heavy play. Of course, if that's where his gas is going to go, it could lead to believe, especially with the way that Zerg players do delay speed quite a lot now, just a very simple 3 gateway into an expansion grab.
Yeah, I think if we don't see a Twilight Council coming up in the next 10 or so seconds, Naniwa's going to take a 3rd base. Ah, there we go, Twilight Council.
Ooh.
So at this point, we can't be sure. It could be going straight for the 2nd attack upgrade. Could still be what we just said, though. 3rd base with the Twilight, with the very fast 2 attack upgrades. And that means that your 3 attack, 3 upgrade attack, 3 base all in, like Colossus, 160 supply, can come a lot earlier. But
so,
in fact...
Oh, sorry.
No?
I was going to say, do you think this style that we're seeing out from Naniwa, which is most likely looking at a +2 blink attack, is good versus a player who goes layer first, who doesn't get speed initially, and also has no real way to prevent a forward probe being placed down?
Well, I'm not sure if it's like, let's say, a counter tactic. It's just something that Naniwa will try to make work. He has to continually chrono boost his 2nd attack upgrade. Now, SortOf, he really excels in picking the correct positioning of his army in order to deal with 2 base all-ins. Of course, he's not impervious to that kind of attack, but he's very good with the positioning. So if he's gonna be on form and gets a good concave, good flank, maybe he will be able to crush this attack. Then again, Naniwa, he has some amazing positioning in battles. It's been his strong point ever since he started in Starcraft 2. Unwinnable fights look easy to win for him.
And the Observer gonna make its way in here. Sees a lot of Stalkers being warped in. Overseer, sorry. Excuse my language. It is gonna make its way in, sees Blink being researched, sees the gateways, now sort of knows what he's up against and what immediately is sort of gonna be doing. And to be honest, I've seen some immaculate defense from SortOf against the exact build we're seeing here. He has a lot of roaches in production. There goes the 4 Overlords to really open his supply up. Currently at a potential of 144 with 4 more Overlords coming. That's basically looking at 180 supply available here.
Yeah.
And this is actually setting up quite nicely so far for SortOf. If he picks the probe off,
yeah, that will delay Naniwa immeasurably. Of course, he can't lose that probe. Now, no force fields being used on the Zergling. Smart decision. He only has 4 sentries. He has to make them be put to good use in the major fight. He cannot use them for marginal gains. Strange blink forward there. Will lose 2 Stalkers immediately. And his force fields, they're not complete. Roaches are going past here. First sentry with full energy will get taken out. 2nd sentry, 3rd sentry, there's only 1 sentry left.
And +2 attack is not even ready. He's timed this out to be finished by the time he's in his opponent's 3rd base. SortOf says, hey, I'll come to you. And all of a sudden, things are looking really bad for Naniwa. He's losing a lot of units here. SortOf is just so crazy. He's beaten Sase 2-0. He's looking at a victory already. In this game, look at Naniwa's chase all the way home.
Yeah, Naniwa can't even go back into his own base. Well, of course he has Blink, but he is completely blocked off. SortOf already finished off Roach Speed as that attack was just about in its children's shoes there. Naniwa just starting on the middle and the Roach Speed was finished. That's because SortOf gets such a fast lair. Now he's going to take down the Cybernetics core, which means no more Blink Stalkers. That's terrible for Naniwa.
And
what can he warp in now? Immortal Zealots?
I know, he's in an awful position now. He can't expand because he's trapped inside his main. He's stuck on 2 bases. And in the production tab, we have the Infestation Pit on the way. And Pathogen Glands will be the end of this game. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Even the Forge going down say, well, I guess not, you're not going to upgrade anymore. But he knows that there's no sentry, so he just walks straight in. And SortOf takes the fight to Naniwa. A little bit aggressive by SortOf, considering +2 is done and Blink. But he's at 150 supply, has a lot of money in the bank, is continuing to power through, and it looks in fantastic shape.
Yeah, 72 drones behind this. Every trade, even marginal trades, even unfavorable trades are really, really good for SortOf at this point. He's on 4 hatcheries. He's got a great economy, nearly doubling Naniwa's income here. So what is Naniwa waiting for? What can he wait for? But he can't make the attack work either. He's kind of drawing dead here. He's making it immortal now. He's got 7 Zealots and 5 sentries waiting in his base. Only now starting his pro production once again. Only now.
Only now, and that's 185 supply for SortOf. Naniwa's build neglected any form of long-term plan. It was all a short-term basis, which was slapped out before he could even pass his own Xel'Naga tower. Now we have a Spire on the way as well. SortOf is just opening his wings. He's taking a 4th base. He's taking another fight here as well. Pathogen Glands is about to be finished up, and Fester's on the way as well. And SortOf is trading units he doesn't even care about for the units that Naniwa is finding difficult to replace, finding difficult to escape. 124 supply, a little bit supply blocked. And the Spire's coming down, which is a little bit interesting, actually, seeing that coming down without the hive, more importantly.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. I mean, he's not going to use that Spire unless there might be Colossus or something. Maybe that's the reason he had it. Big flank coming in here from SortOf. These Speedlings will be able to pick off a couple of Stalkers, most likely. They already used their Blink. It's on cooldown. 2 Stalkers go down, the rest blinks away, and that's another gain for SortOf. And guys, you know SortOf, he's been mining more. We take a look at the units lost tab. Nani lost more resources worth of army than SortOf.
And SortOf's been having double the economy as well, so that is amplified a little bit here. And now SortOf with an Infestor, only a single one. But look at the force fields they cut off, but they also accept a massive Roach attack here. The sentries will fall. The Roaches go immediately into the middle of the fight with 40 more Lings, reinforcing this from behind. Naniwa is facing potential death right here.
Well, this is a great fight by Naniwa. Reminds me a lot of his game against Dongregu on Antigua Shipyard. He's most likely going to survive here. I wouldn't say won the fight, but he definitely killed a lot of army. Great job.
And look at that now. We have more and more Lings and Infestors coming across, and that's the real big problem with this now, because as soon as Naniwa moves across, Roaches are eliminated from the story. Now, what are Immortals, what are Stalkers gonna do damage against now? He's now facing off against Ling Infestor, which he ideally needs Colossus, or he needs some form of dealing with this very intensive Ling style, and Naniwa doesn't have one right now. He has a good amount of force fields available if he warps in the gas that he's not spending in tech, but he actually doesn't have any units or sentries with his army whatsoever. Very Stalker based. One Fungal will trap these. They will not be able to micro away, and it looks like Naniwa is going to start to try to take this attack. 112 supply.
90 Zerglings, 9 Infestors out against just Blink Stalkers without Zealot, Sentry, Colossus, Argon, or Storm backup. This is a very difficult situation for Naniwa. He's got some of the best positioning. It's amazing that he's even still alive, but now with this full Zergling Infestor composition, it's looking so tough for Naniwa.
And SortOf is looking to take a fight, wants to wait for the Fungals, and here it comes. Can Naniwa do it? He force builds twice, but there is not enough energy. Another one comes down. Ling's doing so much damage here, but look at that. Again, the position of Naniwa, superior.
Yeah, great job by Naniwa, man.
Indeed, he continues to hold on here again and time after time. And now he's going to launch an attack A lot of fungal still remaining here.
Neuroparasite
uprooted.
Neuroparasite once again has finished, so he can take a couple of Immortals and assimilate them over to his side. In the meantime, Greater Spire is only 20 seconds away from finishing, and the Corruptors are already out. Naniwa, he can't afford to wait, he can't afford to attack. It's a catch-22 of the most dire proportions.
So what does he do when all seems lost? That is the question Naniwa has to answer now. A Warp Prim is being made as well, still on 2 base with his main base almost mined out. We do have an observer, scouting every single infest, and Naniwa knows what he's up against, but now the Broodlords are morphing. Uh-oh. Naniwa needs to do something. He needs to do something now. If he waits, the Broodlords are going to reign superiority here, especially with the amount of support, and now the upgrades kicking in. The SortOf Adrenal Glands now finished.
2-2 upgrades on Zerglings against 2-0 Protoss army. The Broodlords are finishing. Oh my god, this is very tough for Naniwa. 4 Broodlords have finished already. And in comes Naniwa. He's finding a really good position. You have to hand it to him. But here come in the Zerglings and Infestors. Broodlord shooting with impunity from afar. What can Naniwa do? Does he blink or stay? Either way, it's certain death for him as SortOf steals the War Prism. Whoa. Really?
Steals the War Prism, but look at Naniwa's army melt immediately. And that is a great confidence boost.
And that's SortOf for you guys.
Indeed, SortOf a crazy good Zerg player that has not got the attention that he deserves. He is absolutely up there as one of the best Zerg players there is in Europe right now, and he's absolutely showing us why.
Yeah, he kind of snuck in there.
He did indeed, and we are going over to the next map, which is Ohana.
That's going to be Naniwa's map choice.
It is indeed.
Might be a bit more favorable for him than the first map here, Daybreak, which was SortOf. So even though Naniwa's under the gun, he's down 0-1. It doesn't mean that he has to say, well, you know, this is just going terrible for me. It's okay. It can be 1-1 now if he wins his own map, and then it's down to the rubber match.
Down to the rubber match indeed, which would be in Toon Valley. Remember, this is the Sweden Nationals lower bracket final. The consolation final will be coming up next. One of these guys will go up against Seiplo. And also keep in consideration, the loser of this best of 3 series falls short of the mark for a position to represent Sweden, to represent their country in the European Championship Finals.
Exactly, and the winner does go there. He does get $1,300 minimum, $900 for that 4th place. But of course, I think at this point, what's really on their mind, well, what's really on their mind is winning the next map. But what's really on the undercurrents of their mind is getting that qualification spot.
All right, so the game is now loading. We're about to go into the next map. The clock is ticking down. A lot of pressure on Naniwa. He's been in this situation many times before, and you could even argue worse. So I expect nothing but the best coming out from Naniwa leading into the next map. But SortOf seems unbeatable at this moment. I didn't see the games he lost versus Naniwa earlier today, but the games I have seen him play, absolutely incredible.
And he's got momentum on his side now. He's leading 1-0 into this game. But first, let's take a look here at the bottom right. We've got Quantic Gaming, Naniwa.
His opponent looking for revenge after Naniwa did knock him down to the loser bracket, or the lower bracket, should I say, earlier on today. It is Western Wolves SortOf.
Gaining support as we
more
speak.
Fans as his tournament life continues on, and he is going to be playing against, you know, one of the best non-Korean StarCraft 2 players in the world here. Naniwa has established himself 2nd place in the TSL 3 last year. He's been training hard, and I'm talking 12 hours a day, religiously, for many months now, living in Korea, living in the StarTale house. He is becoming one of the most successful foreign players, non-Korean once again, to play within the GSL, getting back-to-back round of 8 finishes, and will be once again playing in Code S as soon as the next season does start up. But right now, none of that matters, Grubby.
None of that matters. It's only this map now that matters.
Naniwa needs a win.
has to plot out his plan for the next map.
And look at this, sort of cheeky going hatchery first. And on the other hand, we have a gateway opening here from Naniwa.
Yeah, so I think when you have gateway open against hatch first, you can just do nothing about it. There's no anything like I'm gonna do like mass zealot rush, chrono boost it out. It's not gonna work. He is making it like he has a forge though. The Overlord isn't there yet, so just making that pylon, it's a small opportunity loss for Naniwa in terms of resources. He will actually supply block himself with that unless he lets it finish, which I would be surprised at.
Yeah, look at the position of those drones. Absolutely
No.
incredible. He cancels it the last second. 4 drones maximum. 5 actually come down eventually.
And Naniwa is chrono boosting his Nexus. He's chrono boosting his Nexus, but he doesn't have the second pylon. This is a huge mistake.
Oh, dearie me. It looks like Naniwa may be falling a little bit apart here, crumbling to the pressure that SortOf is applying. And SortOf sees with his overload that this is just going to be what it seems to be, gateway expand, seeing the expansion now come down. But SortOf is in a great position here. Do you think they should take gas to probably maximize on the option that Naniwa could be doing some form of aggressive play with a faster warp gate research?
Yeah, I think SortOf might be needing to take gas here. I'm not exactly sure what he thinks about that. He sees the cybernetics, but then again, he also saw the Nexus, so he knows this isn't going to be like a 4-gate all-in.
But he also knows he's fighting against aggressive Stalker play, and on this map as well, it is pretty difficult with decent micro to hold a third hatchery down against, a player of Naniwa's skill. So he does throw down the Extractor, which does mean he'll be able to go for Zergling speed to give him the proper defense, and also the scouting options and denial of any forward pylon or probe, and I think that's a good reaction.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't get speedlings, you're probably relegated to just staying on 2 bases because you can defend with queens and spine crawlers, but also you have to make more Zerglings than you would need were they to have speedlings, speed upgrade out, because with just slow links, you cannot catch and surround Stalkers unless the Protoss makes a mistake. So it's definitely a good response, and we do see that it's quite textbook getting that gas out against a Protoss player who opens gateway.
Let's have a look at the natural for Naniwa. I think he may have made a mistake. Does that pylon cover the radius of 2 gateways?
No.
It doesn't, and he actually has to squeeze in an additional pylon to actually get the gateway in, and that pylon has opened him up to 30 out of a potential 52, and at this level, I think looking at that finer details is something actually really big and important here, because that 100 resources delayed the extra gateway. It delays a lot of options for Naniwa, who was forced to spend money where he didn't need.
Yeah, that's true. He made the pylon a bit earlier than he needed to. Kind of funny. But in any event, we have to talk about what's really important here is he made a Stargate, Naniwa did. It was a very early Stargate because of his very early cybernetic score. And we're going to have to wait and see what he uses it for. Now, that pylon that he made extra, which he didn't need yet, now it's costing him money. It delayed his first Phoenix. Small thing, but I mean, it has to be said.
Absolutely, and with the scout of the probe that's now returning home, or will try its best to return home, did see the third base go down at 6 minutes, which ultimately means SortOf has got speed. Naniwa knows that. He knows that there's no all-in coming from this, but he knows that he's pretty safe to continue without a forge, without cannons, without any more sentries added on, and will now use that gas, use that money to throw his tech tree open a little bit more with the robotics facility coming down. Are we going to see the classic Stargate into Colossus play?
Yeah, I think we might, and we have to keep in mind that Naniwa just came from Korea. He's been practicing there, and we're seeing this a lot right now in Korea, in all the various tournaments that we see players play in there. Often Zergs respond with Hydralisk. I'm not sure. Oh, wasting 2 force fields there.
Uh-oh, those lings are going to get in now, and Naniwa's in a world of trouble. Going to have to use his Phoenix defensively. This is disastrous. Warps in a couple more units just in the nick of time, then misses the force field, gets it down, but he's going to lose a sentry. What is happening here to Naniwa?
And the whole tech tree got revealed. There's a robotics facility shown. He showed all the phoenixes, and he killed a sentry, wasted all the energy on the other. This is a great position for SortOf.
And SortOf is, everything is going right for this individual. These last few days, he is riding a high, winning the IESF qualifier, now looking and set really nicely in the second map, currently leading 1-0 versus Naniwa in this, of course, loser lower bracket final. I keep on saying loser lower bracket final here. And now the Phoenixes are out. The robotics bay is on the way as well. but is the correct response coming out from SortOf through seeing what he's seen is actually opting down to get the infestors and the pathogen glands out momentarily here?
Yeah, I think it's very correct. With just Queens and Spores, it's no problem at all to fend off Phoenix harassment. You don't need to make those slow, expensive Hydralisks, which often make a Zerg feel uncomfortable and create the feeling that they need to attack. He's just going to go straight for Infestors, which is a unit that you would love to have usually. Also making a Spire, though.
That's interesting.
He hasn't used the pit yet.
Yeah, he's now researching pathogen glands for the first time. Phoenix is doing a little bit of damage here. Roach Hero there, Drone potentially too. So little bits of damage dealt here by Naniwa just to try and crawl back into this game. But one thing is for certain is that SortOf has a Ling on the third base, or had a Ling on the third base, and did not know or does not see Naniwa throwing down a third Nexus anytime soon. And we also have to keep in consideration the Phoenix is doing their secondary job, or you could even say primary in this scenario, maximum amount of scouting information.
Yeah, now this probe is going to get spotted by that Zergling at the third. The probe will narrowly be saved. This is quite a late third for Naniwa, but that's about the normal timing of a third when you go both Stargate and Robo before getting hit. And now we kind of understand why SortOf threw up such a quick Spire. It's of course for that inevitable Colossus transition that we're going to be seeing from Naniwa. Now we take a look at the economy. Of course, late third for Naniwa is on 55 probes. SortOf is on 74 drones, adding 10 more to buffer that economy, which we'll be able to mine from his fourth base. And he's already going to go for a hive. That's an 11-minute hive.
Yeah,
that's very early.
Opens him up to a lot of timings here, but is Naniwa in a position to hit timings considering how late his forge is? In the production tab, believe me or not, that is +1 attack at 12 minutes. That is pretty damn low down.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really have a powerful army to hit any form of timings. Of course, we do have SortOf working on 2-2 now, or should be in just a few seconds' time. So I think this may force Naniwa to slowly take a fourth base. How do you think he's going to approach this kind of awkward scenario he absolutely knows he's approaching?
Yeah, I mean, it is very awkward. It's very tough for Naniwa. Ideally, you would like to have a lot of attack upgrades already, like 3-0 at 15 minutes. Well, he's going to be very far away from that. Considering the buildings that Naniwa has, there's one thing which he is a bit ahead in. He already has that Stargate. So a fleet beacon isn't too far away. But first, he has to get the money for it. He doesn't yet, and SortOf is already starting on his Greater Spire. How much time is SortOf going to give him? We see all these Zergs recently making these massive spine crawler walls, but SortOf doesn't actually like that style. Yes, he'll make some to prepare for a counterattack, but he actually likes to get very aggressive once his Broodlords are out. He's not going to sit the whole game, wait to 40 minutes until he has 3-3-3-3 upgrades on everything. He gets active, man.
And look at this, just +1 attack. A Warp Prism is on its way out now as well. And Naniwa's going to launch himself towards his fourth base, and the counterattack is an option there for SortOf on the left-hand side. He launches the counterattack at the same time. Naniwa deploys his action on that right-hand side base. There's nothing to defend the Nexus there. And oh my god, Naniwa's in a position where he's going to lose his Nexus. And if that goes down, no longer will he have the economy to support what he needs to bring down the Broodlords, to bring down the Corruptors. But right now, he still has that option to draw this series out if he can break SortOf's wall.
Yeah, and he has to make this work. There's a lot of infestors with energy. They're doing good fungal growth and pulling back, but the Phoenixes are going to pick up the infestors. The other two will die quite soon here, and Naniwa using the only timing that he has in this game.
Is he going to be able to break it? Though there's not that many Stalkers. The Broodlords are about to morph. Naniwa needs to get onto the Broodlords before they morph. This could be so tense. They're morphing, but Lings are now going to help out. They will protect them. And now the Broodlords are releasing their damage. Can Naniwa break through the Ling line, the Corruptor line? He does not have Blink. Remember, Grubby, he does not have a Twilight Council. Things are looking okay. Drones coming off. Counterattack destroying Naniwa's economy. Can he touch the Broodlords? And the answer is no, not right now. And SortOf has defended 31 probes. The Broodlords remain. Naniwa could not quite reach the Broodlords, and now he's in a position which almost seems impossible to come back from.
Yeah, you pegged it there, Naniwa. Is even losing to that small counterattack force. He warped in units, but everything got taken down. Good luck in your match. SortOf is your next player to qualify for the WCS Europe Finals. Absolutely fantastic job. He takes out Naniwa 2-0 here.
SortOf has beaten Saturday 2-0. He's beaten Naniwa 2-0. And he moves on to face another player. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for SortOf.
Congrats, man. Well, you're Quantic enemy #1 right now. You realize that, right? Getting Sase down, and then you got your revenge on Naniwa. I mean, he actually, like Apollo was talking, he talked to you about the matches earlier, and Naniwa got the best of you, but here it is, where it counts. This is to qualify. You're going to the European Championships, my friend. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You are now top 3 in one of the hardest WCSs in all the world. You, of course, have Seiplo in your aims. Do you guys have any history? Have you guys played?
I practiced some with him, but not recently. Just a few months ago, but I think
Sweden asks that you speak louder.
Yeah, but yeah, I think I can do okay versus him.
I've been following your results. They've been stellar. You've been absolutely on fire lately. ZVP seems to be a pretty good matchup for you right now. That is, of course, the Protoss you have ahead of you. Are you done? Is there a weight off your shoulders, or is there nothing else but first place on your mind?
I feel quite relieved to be qualified for the European finals. But
One more time, in the mic a little bit.
okay, I feel quite relieved to be qualified for the European finals, but I'm not done yet.
You're not done yet, buddy. Okay, it's a big deal. Thank you very much. Well, you've got another match ahead of you, man. This is a bit of an endurance run. We wish you all the best of luck.
Thanks.
Good luck in that match. And we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, we'll do some vetoes and all that good stuff. So we'll see you guys soon.
The girl you remember is dead. I'm going to find Minsk and make him pay.
This is Nova. Find Kerrigan.
How many innocents have you killed? How many more have to die?
The killing will never stop until Minsk is dead.
There's too many Zerg! We're not gonna make it!
warm. Vengeance shall be mine.